Friedrich Nietzsche, the German philosopher, once said, "There is always some madness in love, but there is also always some reason in madness." Relationships don't comprise of two perfect individuals. Quite true. But does this mean that a man should stay with a controlling woman because of this? People say that control is something you give to the other person. Although this can be true, sometimes control can also be stolen or taken without you being aware until it's too late. It will be extremely hard to take control back, especially if you'd still like to communicate with the woman in question. It will be a long process, but it's possible. You have to practice resisting in small ways and progressively practice resisting more prominent things. Watch till the end to discover the secrets of stopping a woman from controlling you. A relationship isn't all about love. It's about mutual respect and trust, and a lot of other things. And above all, it should make you both happy in the long run. It shouldn't drain either of you of more energy than you get out of it. Temporarily, it might be okay. Then you can work through it. But if someone has a controlling personality, it's not temporary, but there to stay. In fact, this controlling thing is often the precursor to domestic abuse. And yes, women can abuse men. It's just that men usually feel too ashamed to admit it to others, or maybe even themselves. So they put up with things that they would tell any female friend or family member to run from. The first step is to learn as much as possible about her past experiences and family. According to Charles Spurgeon, it is foolish to try to live on past experience. It is very dangerous, if not a fatal habit. Most of us are shaped by our past experiences, and unfortunately, some of those negative traits become a part of us. If you ask some women why they are so controlling, you might be told that's her love language, and she did not want to ever see you get hurt. To her, preventing you from even moving forward with your career or anything else might be her way of protecting you from her own perceived harm. This is narcissism, which is the result of serious low self-esteem. It is most likely that if you dig deeper, you will discover that she had such low self-esteem from her childhood abuses that she became controlling as a way to protect you from the sort of harm she had experienced. She refused to grow or accept any help for her insecurities and childhood abuses. Such abuses mostly come from family or relatives. So what to do? You need to realize that when someone is so narcissistic that they feel the need to control everything in your life, they are trying to compensate for their low self-esteem. Narcissism is an attempt to compensate for a lack of self-confidence. In other words, narcissism is false confidence. Once you have a clear understanding of the situation, you move forward with the next step, which is communication. Try communicating with her. I'd suggest you talk with her. Good communication skills can make a world of difference, so try to express your unhappiness with her behavior calmly and openly. If she agrees to tone it down, make sure she changes. But if not, you may have to leave the relationship for your own sake. Tell her how you feel about her behavior towards you. Explain to her the difference between advising and controlling, because she might think she's doing the former. If she indeed has good intentions, I am sure she will understand and stop doing it. However, if she doesn't, the first thing you might want to check is whether your decisions, the ones she's trying to interfere with or areas where she is trying to control your life, are in the long run destructive for you in any way. If they are, you might want to reconsider her advice. If not, then distance yourself slowly from her, because it won't end well for either of you. Do not be afraid to say no to what is not convenient for you. Learn to be assertive. Speak up about what you want and don't want. Be willing to disappoint others if it is truly not something you can do. You should get used to saying the two letters no. But try and be nice about it when saying it. For instance, your conversation can be like, "Will you wear your Oxford cloth shirt?" "No, I will wear a polo shirt." "Will you be home by 10 p.m.? "No, my friends and I are going to the movie." "No, that won't work for me." "No, I can't be there before 11, or I have to leave by 2. Though saying no is a complete sentence on its own, and rarely requires negotiation. By saying no to small decisions, you send a psychological message. I am my person with my priorities. You are only one of many competing priorities in my life. If that's all too hard for you, you can accept that you would rather let her control you than stand up for yourself, or dump her and find a different one. The same selection criteria that delivered the current woman into your life will deliver another controllable one. How do you think she will react? She will throw a tantrum, of course. Here is the second part of the secret. Ignore every word she says to stop you. She is powerless. She can't stop you from wearing the clothes you like or spending time with your male friends, where you eat, or anything else. She can only beg, cajole, threaten, and rage. If you calmly stick to your guns, there is nothing she can do. She won't stay angry for long. And once she learns that her old methods of control no longer work on you, she will change how she treats you because she wants you more than you want her. She is probably terrified of being abandoned. That is why she tries so hard to control you. And if guilt, threats, and anger won't keep you close, she'll be forced to switch to sweetness and charm. So don't be afraid of her anger, and don't listen to her guilt trips. Just say no, and stick to your guns. Build up your self-worth. Confucius said, "Respect yourself and others will respect you." This statement is golden and can never be irrelevant. A person controls you when you think you aren't worth it, or when you don't give importance to yourselves. It just makes you feel a little insecure, and you tend to do what people say. It starts when you feel down about yourself, because you aren't feeling confident enough. What you need to do is believe in yourself. Believe that you are worth it, and believe that your happiness is more important. Let them know that you have your thoughts and you believe them. Value yourself, and others will see you the way you see yourself. Stop getting intimate with her. Since you don't want to be controlled by a woman, then I suggest you don't get intimate with her, because as long as she holds that over your head, you will remain under her control. If you can't do this, then you can continue to accede to her wishes as you have been, and continue your unhappiness. Choose your behavior and accept what comes as a result. The decision is yours. Learn to have fun without her. Spend more time with friends. This will keep you engaged. Don't be scared. You will have a good time. Go outside and have fun. If you do not have a hobby, think of something you love doing, or think of learning something that will help you in the future. Keep yourself engaged in activities that will improve you as a professional. When she sees that your world doesn't revolve around her, she will reconsider her behavior towards you. Start controlling yourself. Don't be controlled. No one can control you unless you let them. Don't hesitate to say no. Be polite but assertive about what you can and can't do. If she can't take it, you are with the wrong girl. You can start by taking control of your life and setting very clear boundaries. The only reason the girl controls you is mostly that you allow this. Talk to her and open up a conversation about how you are feeling controlled. If the conversation does not go anywhere, then decide to stay or leave. Most of the time, when people openly discuss their issues, the relationship gets better. If it does not, then you will decide to stay or go. Do not allow anyone to control you. That is not a great way to live. A relationship is built on respect, love, trust, and loads of fun together. When it's unbearable, walk away. It will probably be one of the hardest things you do if you love her, but eventually one of the most gratifying too. As what you are experiencing is not true, genuine love from a controlling woman. When in a relationship, you should try to find not only someone who makes you happy, but also someone who makes you want to be a better person, want to do better in general, and try harder in every area, and vice versa. If you are not feeling that way towards who you are with now, that is probably not the person for you. Controlling might seem like a minor inconvenience now, but it will lead to worse, more intolerable behavior, and nobody deserves that. Please get out before that happens. If it's bad now, it will only get worse. I've been there. A person who's controlling will probably not get any less controlling. They usually become even more so over time, and you can't change her. It all has to come from within. And the chance of that happening while she's in a relationship with someone she's used to being able to control is pretty much zero. Now, I'm sure you would also like to know how to hold your masculine frame and control your emotional intelligence, or how become mentally strong. Click on the image, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe.